All right, last video here. So we're going to look at, this is section 2.2, check your understanding number 4. We're going to look at C and D. So C is this. So the first thing we need to do is find the values for the variable where we can define this radical. So again, I do my 3 checks. Can Z be negative? We're going to check first. Okay, so if Z is negative, basically I'm getting the radical of 7 times the negative number. So this is the 4th root of that. And then 7 times the negative, well, that's going to be some sort of negative number. I cannot take the 4th root of a negative number. That's not allowed. So Z cannot be negative. So can Z be 0? So basically what I'm getting there is I get the 4th root of 7 times 0, which is the 4th root of 0, which is 0, so we can do that. And then can Z be positive? So the 4th root of 7 times a positive number, well, 7's positive. The other number is positive. A positive times a positive gives us a positive. Yes, we can take the 4th root of a positive number. So that means Z can be 0 and Z can be positive. So we write that as saying that Z has to be greater than or equal to 0. So our next step is to simplify this radical if possible. Well, 7 is prime, so we can't prime factor that. It's already prime. Z, well, there's only one Z there. So we actually just leave this question as is, right? We can't simplify it anymore. So it's just going to stay as the 4th root of 7Z. Hey, that's pretty cool. Okay, one more example. So we're going to look at D, and we have the 3rd root of 24 y to the power of 5. Okay, so again, we ask ourselves 3 questions. Can y be negative? So I get, whoops, so if I take a negative number and I put it to the power of 5, I'm going to get a negative number. And then I want the 3rd root of 24 times some negative number, which since 24 is positive, we're multiplying it by a negative number. A positive times a negative gives us a negative. And yes, we can take the 3rd root of a negative, so y can be negative. So can y be 0? So if I take 0 and put it to the power of 5, we get 0. The 3rd root of 24 times 0 is the 3rd root of 0, which is 0. So we can do that. And then can y be positive? So a positive number to the power of 5 is positive. The 3rd root of 24 times a positive, again, since 24 is positive, a positive times a positive is positive. And we can take the 3rd root of a positive number. So since all 3 are true, we say y can be anything, basically, so it belongs to the real numbers. Okay, now I'm going to prime factor this. So 24, that can be 8 and 3. 8 is not prime, it's 4 and 2. And then 4 goes down to 2 and 2. And then 3 is already prime. And then y to the 5 goes to 5 y's. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and here, since I'm taking the 3rd root of a number, I need to circle my factors in groups of 3. So I have 3 2's here. I have 3 y's here. So I represent the 2's on the outside with 1 2. I represent the y's on the outside with 1 y. And everything I didn't circle stays on the inside of the radical. So I have a 3 and I have 2 y's. So that gives me 3. Well, y times y is just y squared. And again, I'm just checking the answer key, and that is what they have. So there we have it. Okay, so there's your suggested problems. there's your assignment. Woo! Oh, I'm like, that's a long assignment, but there's also the review assignment for section 2.1 and 2.2. So again, I especially suggest you do more than the assignment questions for section 2.2. I guess that's it. So we'll see you in the next section.